All right, this is our meat and potatoes of what we do every day as quarterbacks. It's our kind of our everyday drills. We call it the grenade progression. It's a coaching word that helps us. Our guys kind of know I can just yell grenade at them, and they kind of go through this process in their head of what do I need to work on in terms of this. So we start with just the coil, grenade coil. We're going to be squared up like the drawing shows, or the image shows, and they're just here. It's one step, coil, throw. To the right, one step, coil, throw to the right, and then when we go to the left, it's essentially like we're turning to disengaging off the mesh, really trying to be violent with our hips when we do the left coil here, and I have some images of that here, of them throwing here. So this is grenade coil. You can see we're really working more of this rotational movement through that. This is our coil technique right there. And actually, if you watch number 5, it's a little bit cleaner with some of his mechanics than number 4 is for that. And then here, this is the left coil. We're disengaging off the mesh, and you can see the violent hip flip there, square shoulders and throw, but really working, again, rotation through the spine when we do the grenade coil. Here it is showing up in game day. This is in the playoffs. Again, this is our quarterback has a severely injured ankle here, so that's part of why he's all arm and coil throw there, but you can see it translating right there. This is a big opener, gets the ball rolling, and we're able to get our tempo going a little bit there for it. Again, same thing here. This is truly off of an RPO. All right, he knows he's got the low safety. He knows he's throwing this, so he's going to come and coil and get that ball out quick. Don't want him to necessarily drop and ride or things like that. We need to get this ball out before the cap safety can get involved there, knowing we got to disengage and throw on this. Can see it a little bit better here from the tight of him really coiling through the spine and throwing through there to get the ball out. Okay. Now the rest of the progression, that coil is kind of in our warm-up drill. They can do that one on their own. The grenade progression now here, it's really simple with the names. There's grenade 1 and a grenade 2. Grenade 1, they take 1 step. Grenade 2, you guys probably figure out they're going to take 2 steps. So they will start here. Now we're going to start with our shoulders to the target. All right, and they're going to just stay 1 step to the right. They're going to coil and throw. So very similar to when we're squared up here, but now we've changed a little bit more of in our drop, having to throw off this to get the ball out. Again, a lot of rotational emphasis there through that upper chain where we're creating rotational force towards the target. And this is where the finish comes in, that even though we're here and coiling, I don't want them falling off. I want us here and then finishing through to the target when we talk about the finish part of it. So we'll offset them about 5 yards here. Can see here, just to make them really have to coil to that target. Carter sometimes will get a little bit lackadaisical in his warm-up, so you can see some good and some bad just in this day alone. And then number 5 back here again can see we're trying to create coil through our upper body, and they're going to finish to the target. So this is right 1. We're moving to the right 1 step, going back and forth with each other. And number 5, again, you watch him, he does a really good job of creating that rotational force, but still finishing towards where he's throwing. And then we just move and go to the left. And now here, they're a little bit more, this is a little bit more of a natural throw, but we still want them, we're not stepping vertical as much. We still want to step here and create the coil. This is now essentially, we're doing the opposite of our corkscrew drill that we warm up with. So they're going to step, create some of that disassociation between the upper and the lower chain to throw here and get rolling here. You can see it here again. This is one here. Not as clean here from the wide, a little bit harder to see, but he has to really flip, kind of wait there, and he's able to make a throw there where he doesn't have his base completely underneath him. Can kind of freeze it right here and see him creating some of that coil with the 1 step there in terms of throwing that RPO out there based on the matchup for us. Can see it here where he's offset a little bit with the chaos around him and be able to deliver a strike there. Again, same thing here. This is a great example of it. He does a great job of poke faking it and freezing the read player there and can really see that's exactly what we want, where he's getting the ball out quick, creating some rotational force through the upper chain and the lower chain there, driving through it and seeing him finish to the target here as he comes off. He's still finishing to where we need this ball to go. Grenade 2, very similar. Now we're taking 2 steps, so it's left-right throw or right-left throw based on which direction we're going. Again, we're squared up facing here, right-left coil and throw, or we're here, right-left coil and throw. Again, rotational force finishing through the throw, finishing to the target. Again, very similar. We do it as a group. It takes about 6 to 7 minutes, but it's 1, 2, coil and throw. So now we're just creating a little bit more force away from the target and really having to emphasize coiling to get on target. Trying to simulate again some of the chaos that happens in the pocket when you get the pressure from the defense and still having to make and deliver a throw for that. Just like with the grenade 1, we want to make sure we're finishing through the target. Again, number 5 does a great job with that. That's the right 1. Here's going to be left 1 or left 2, excuse me. Again, right, left, coil, throw. The big one on this one too is making sure that they're still under control and not falling off the ball, especially when they're going to their non-dominant hand. It's easy to take the 2 steps and then have them fading away. That's why we really stress coiling and finishing through the target with that. You can see it right here. Again, turns into a little bit of a scramble situation. All right, avoids it with that. Now he's working to his left side there. You can see a little bit of the coil and throw, and does a great job here trying to, again, finish downfield as much as he can, all right, but still creating that rotational force to get the ball delivered where we need it to be. You can see it from the tight here. Again, avoids some stuff, some of the chaos, and can really see right there, if we freeze it, the coil through his spine right there. Same thing here again. You can see him. He knows this is going right here to the access RPO based on the alignment. So he gets it rolling, 1, 2, balls out. All right, don't do a great job on the perimeter there. But from a QB standpoint, can see what we're trying to do there with the grenade 2 there to the left. The settle component of it is we're going to avoid in the pocket now, but instead of throwing with any coil, we want them to come to balance and drive and step forward. This is a violent hip movement to avoid, settle, drive forward. A lot of this stems from some of the Dak Prescott stuff with his hips. I know you want me to demonstrate that, but I'm not going to because I can't do it because I'm not athletic enough. But we're avoiding, setting, and now driving right through to our target. This is one, we don't do this one every day in the progression. We'll work it probably once to twice a week in our indie sessions, but don't do this one every day because it's a little bit more, can utilize it in some other drills a little bit better, but a little bit late cut there, but you can see he's avoiding, setting up, driving to the target. We work violent, 1, 2, drive, set up, throw. And that's the big thing here is we want to see them set and then drive to the target. There's to the right, and now we'll go left settle here. And again, just like when we're going left 2 in the grenade 2 part, we want to make sure on this one they set up and then step and throw. This is one it's very easy, especially when I get our young freshmen here in fall camp. They'll backpedal, and then they won't actually set up like we see here and drive to the target. They'll truly fall off, and that's something that we don't want to see. We want to see us driving through the ball, finishing to the target as we unwind there. You can see it again here in a game situation. Has to avoid a little bit here, settles, sets up, and then can see him create some of that force without being able to truly step into the throw because of the pressure going on there with the left tackle, and he delivers a strike to our wide out there in a really tight window for it. Again, seeing it from the back. He'll avoid a little bit, not as a free rusher per se, but has to be set off his initial launch point, moves in the pocket, sets up, wants to get it out a little bit earlier, is able to hold it and get the ball out when he needs to there.